There's a fine line between making amends and trying to make someone else feel the weight of what you did. I used to cross that line without even realizing it. I'd say, "I'm sorry." But what I really meant was, tell me I'm not a monster, tell me you forgive me so I can stop feeling so guilty. That's not an amends. That's manipulation dressed as humility. This step isn't about easing my pain. It's about acknowledging theirs. It's about standing in the ashes of everything I burned and not asking for sympathy, but taking responsibility for lighting the match. And yeah, I still feel anger sometimes. At them, at myself, at the past. But when I sit with it, when I write it down raw and ugly, I realize the anger isn't really about them. It's the grief of knowing what I destroyed. So I write the letter. I pour it all out. The blame, the shame, the things I can't say out loud, and then I let it go. Because that letter isn't meant for them. It's meant for me. It's my reminder that I don't need to pass my pain forward to feel lighter. Amends isn't about making them see how much I've changed. It's about proving it when no one is watching. It's not about redemption in their eyes, it's about finding peace in my own. Some of the people I've hurt will never forgive me. And some shouldn't have to. And that's okay. Because real amends aren't about being forgiven. They're about finally stopping the cycle of harm and walking out of the fire, not to be consoled, but to be transformed.
It was a long weekend, mostly because of, Noah went out and made a butt of himself, which you probably have just seen some of that, but trying to figure out what to do with him. He's not quite over the hump yet, put it that way. We've got a more confined solution for him at a recovery center, shorter term, or we can put him someplace. We got a great opportunity with Austin's recovery center that would let him stay there for a year. So it hasn't really fully hit him that he's got a disease that will continually try to steal his soul from now until he dies. And that's the human ego. It'll do anything to survive, and that's what it's doing. I think overall, that negative experience was a positive experience for everybody except Noah, having to deal with it and the reality of who we are and what we're doing. So, but got a little frustrating. I wasn't gonna grab him or anything, but I felt like it for a minute, when he was being a jerk. We saw kind of the worst of his personalities come out, and and I feel close to him too, as I do with the other guys here, so I get my feelings hurt that when things can turn on a dime that quickly, it's just disheartening. So, but it's part of the process.
The most common thing that I've struggled with, that I think a lot of people work on with recovery is, obviously there's a lot of people say that alcoholism and addiction there's a lot of selfishness based in that, and that's something that I've been working on since day one. And Dean talks about, and this is common throughout my rehab and everything, that the key is to do service to others and helping others, and that gets you out of yourself. And that's something that's really hard for me sometimes, because I think, like a lot of people, I tend to only think about myself. and because it's just more natural, I guess. But I think trying to just finding little ways to at least try to help people is something that can really benefit anything. All kind of religions or anything, everyone preaches the fact that happiness comes from being selfless and focusing on others. And I think there's obviously a common theme there. So that's something that I'm going to continue to work on.
I learned amends isn't about fixing their memory of me. It's about changing who I am when I walk away.
I was giving you different questions, and then your like sneaky shitbag laugh comes up, and you're kind of like, and like, oh man, he's something up. And then I just kept poking, and I smelled it once we got there. It's not unusual because you're an alcoholic, dude, as we know. And despite all our best intentions, we will drink again. And as I've said, if you gave you a little leeway and you still drank here, so we gotta send you home.
I've had a good time while I was here, besides the one night I was drinking. I've had a really good time with you guys. It was, grateful for the time I did share with you guys. Great group of guys, great sponsor. You're a great guy. You kind of suck at planning camping, but
1.5. Well, however you look at it, I always say that recovery's not a light switch. You don't change it. It's more of a cereal bowl shaped thing, and you're doing that. You just happen to be in the middle of it, which sucks. And you're coming up with a lot of shame, and your ego's hurt, and all that kind of stuff. But it's completely normal to go through that. So just keep your feet moving, and whatever happens, don't drink, and just keep your feet moving in the process. And the next thing you know.
Well, I got a good plan right now. Going back to rehab for some time. Go home minimally. I got a good plan and base of people to surround me at home while I'm there. I'll shoot back out to Atlanta pretty soon, end of July, early August. Start with 90 days. Probably stay after that. Work, get into leadership. I'd like to at least stay 6 months is my minimum goal, and I'll probably stay longer than that. But 6 months is kind of where my minimum line is, and then hopefully the leadership, hopefully I can get a lot out of that, work my way up. I love spreading the word of God. I love being able to help others. I just kind of need to help myself first to be able to get to a place where I can help others.
No matter what it is, you'd be responsible for whatever the outcomes were. And we've lived that this summer too. Every one of these guys has lived it to another level. And even Noah, he's living a life right now that is a result of actions that he took. He's being responsible in another way, but the universe has given it to him versus the other guys. The other guys are reaping the rewards of addressing each one in their lives and moving forward. Cleaning up the past and trying to live a principled life now.
You see how perfect this is? Look at it. Oh, very nice, very nice. So we're gonna stick these up there, and then I'm gonna do the cutting. Lamb's gonna. This is the reason why I'm gonna do the cutting.
What are you talking about?
I'm gonna do the cutting. Lamb's the driller. He drills drywall better than I've seen anybody. I've seen like 2 people drill drywall. So these are going to be turned into bird cages. We're going to go capture some birds, some finches and whatnot, and we're going to put some bars around that, and we're going to have live birds in here
They look kind of like bird cages.
forever and ever. Great. It's going to be exciting.
All over the place. Yeah. So we got electrical stuff and painting stuff and all that. Testing out the paint on the bench. Just got that. The bottom of the bench going to be dark blue, and the back of the bench will be in honor of the church. It'll be church gray blue kind of thing, kind of cool.
Yeah.
We're getting there little by little.
That'll look good.
Yeah. So the table, which we have the steel outside, that came in today. We got cut. We ordered 5 foot, but they said when it came out, they had one done that was 4 foot, a little less, but it's 4 foot wide by 10 foot. So we're gonna put that here. This is a huge table. So oversized table. This will be pushed back. This bench is 12 feet long, and we will hold, people in a kind of cafeteria style sitting, which is what we want, that feel. So that'll be up against the back there, and then we'll have 2 seats or another small bench at the end. So 2 people could sit there and 2 over there, and I guess this is, I don't know how many people you could fit there, 6 probably, if you wanted to. So 6 and 2 and 2 is 10, and then another 6 on this side would be 16. That if you wanted to have a big Thanksgiving dinner. And then this is 10 feet right here, this overhang. So at 10 feet, plus some people on the end, you could probably get another 6 here if you wanted to. So you're at about 22. And then that railing up there will have those tall stools, and that'll be another 10 spots up there for breakfast and that kind of stuff. So
yeah.
It's kind of like it used to be. It's a place for gathering, for families to get together and spend time. They should be comfortable here. Some outside playing, some inside, doing whatever, but or just sleeping after coming back from the park and being worn out. So anyway, come together little by little. You guys are free to work as long as you want.
Love you, pal.
You guys can hang out and work. You got a birthday, you can have your sister come here. That way you be together on the birthday here. Great to see you. It's a pleasure to meet you, sweetie. You too. Good to see you. Sure we'll see you again. Awesome.
You're leaving?
Yeah, man. Be back in
Safe
13
travels,
days.
brother.
14 days. Go back to Atlanta, the real world.
I won't say for several months, probably.
You want me to go ahead and cycle something?
Oh, yeah, you're gonna be gone. I gotta live with that. See that? There's that laugh again. I'm looking down at you, laugh. I got it figured out, and I'm pulling one on you, laugh. He's gonna hurt himself. He's laughing so hard.